Welcome to Pete and Hannah's Watchlist. I'm your host, Pete Mitchell. I'm here with my great co-host, Hannah.
Hello, people.
Hannah, we're here today for AFI Top 100 10-Year Revisited.
That's correct.
But before we begin, let us tell the viewers and the listeners what they should do.
Could you pretty please leave a like and subscribe to our channel?
Subscribe.
Leave a comment down below your feedback on the show. Thoughts, questions, comments, queries, all that jazz.
All that jazz. Hit the notification button and you'll get great content like this one, including What's Next, the show where we help you figure out what to watch next. And we did a little movie called Relay. We also did Naked Gun, Eddington, and a couple of streaming movies as well. You're watching AFI Top 100 10-Year Revisited. Tomorrow it is movie news, and Friday is our first episode of the Top 100 show. We will be counting down from 100 to 76. Awesome. Mm-hmm. But today is all about AFI Top 100, 10-Year Revisited. And Hannah, we're in movie number 13.
Yeah, what movie is that?
Star Wars.
Oh, that's cool.
This movie is the original, and it was retitled Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope in 1981, after the release of Star Wars Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back. So it later added subtitles. Originally, the subtitles were intended for the beginning release, but it confused audiences.
Makes sense, yeah.
Have you seen this before? Yes, many
Maybe.
times.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Maybe because of the look that you've given it
Yeah, today I am a little bit into my...
AFI studio has been...
For those who are our audio listeners, I've got a Ahsoka Tano headpiece from Disney.
You've also got the little one in between us.
I've got little Grogu here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it. So we watch this on Disney Plus, but we do own the Blu-ray copies of this movie.
We do.
I think it was a 2013 version where he
Re-released,
all 6 movies. Yeah. The elevator pitch. Okay, this is good. You listen.
I would love to hear this.
When 2 droids are given the plans to the Empire's new weapon, they find help with a young boy and an old master, and they're the only hope for the rebels to survive.
That is aptly true. That is so true.
This movie is directed by George Lucas. It was written by George Lucas. It was produced by Gary Kurtz, who also helped George Lucas produce his other attended movie for this list, which was American Graffiti, which we also had a look at in the AFI Top 100, and that was movie number 62.
Yeah.
62.
A director's directed movie.
I will say the fact that movie made it and the other Star Wars sequels didn't.
Confuses you?
I just don't like it. Cinematographer was Gilbert Taylor, edited by Paul Hirsch, Marsha Lucas, Richard Chew, music by the great John Williams. He strikes again.
Man.
What a legend. Production company was Lucas Films, distributed by 20th Century Fox. Release date was May 25th, 1977. Running time was 121 minutes. Budget was $11 million. Box office was over $700 million. Now, we watched the version that was the release from the 97 version. But I was lucky enough to see the actual original because I'm old enough. I was not old enough when this movie came out, but when they had releases and then watched it on TV, it was like a big TV one. It was always on TV. And I actually saw the version where Jabba the Hutt was actually human. So that's how far I go back, mate. Not like you little young one. We've done the 1977 for championship belt holder, and you chose Star Wars as your championship belt holder.
Yeah,
and I had to be contrarian. I chose Smokey and the Bandit.
Crazy.
I'm still happy with that. Number 10 was Annie Hall, which we have had on the list as well.
Yeah, okay.
Oh God was number 9. The Spy Who Loved Me is one of my favourite James Bond movies. The Deep, which was Peter Benchley, who did Jaws.
There we go.
Bridge Too Far. The Goodbye Girl, starring the great Richard Dreyfuss. Saturday Night Fever, starring John Travolta. Close Encounters of the Third Kind, which also starred Richard Dreyfuss. Richard Dreyfuss had 2 movies in the top 10. Smokey and the Bandit was 2, and Star Wars was number 1.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with my choice.
I'm happy with my choice too, Hen.
I'm glad.
Okay, cast. Mark Hamill played Skywalker.
Love him.
Harrison Ford played Han Solo.
Love him.
Carrie Fisher played Princess Leia Organa.
Love her.
Peter Cushing played General Grade Moff Tarkin.
Awesome.
Alec Guinness played Obi-Wan. Anthony
Yep.
Davis played CP3O. Kenny Baker
Yes.
played R2-D2. Mm-hmm. Peter Maher played Chewbacca. And Deborah Pross was the body, but James L. Jones was the voice of Darth Vader.
Love him.
Okay, let's... some of the cast that could have been, Hen.
What could have been?
Okay,
Tell me.
so Hamill was cast Luke, but he beat Robert Englund, who ended up being Freddy Krueger.
Oh, okay.
William Catt, who ended up being the greatest American hero.
Yeah, all right.
And Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell's a strange, pick.
Fisher was cast over Karen Allen, who was in Indiana Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Amy Irving, who was married to Steven Spielberg at the time. Terry Nunn, Cindy Williams, who was also in American Graffiti, and Linda Paul. Jodie Foster auditioned, but she couldn't get it out of her contract for Disney, so she.
Crazy.
Yeah. Okay. Lucas did not want to cast Ford. He did not want to cast Ford. The actual guy that was given the role and got offered the part was Al Pacino, but he turned it down because he didn't understand it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So
The Al Pacino?
yeah. So there's other actors. I don't know if this is true or not, but this is what considered in the research. Most of the research was done from the special features on the Blu-rays.
Yeah.
James Caan, Chevy Chase, Robert De Niro, Steve Martin, Bill Murray, Burt Reynolds. Yeah.
Just like every famous name at the time.
Yeah. John Travolta. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Okay. So let's go in. I don't want to go real deep into this. A lot of people know all this research, like...
Yeah,
It's
the
one
thing
of the
with...
ones...
Different to every other movie, Star Wars is quite pop culture infected compared to a lot of the others.
So before he did American Graffiti in 1973, he wanted to make Star Wars, but he wanted to actually make a Flash Gordon movie, but he couldn't get the rights to it. So he came up with the idea.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, he wrote a treatment after doing American Graffiti, and he sort of based it on a Kurosawa film called The Hidden Fortress. And he said that the story was not set in the future, but set in the far past.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's why
he went to Universal and he wanted to option American Graffiti and Star Wars. And he said, no, they turned it down. They ended up getting financing for American Graffiti, but couldn't get financing for Star Wars. He went to Alan Ladd Jr. at the 21st Century Fox, and he believed in Lucas's talent and gave him the deal to write the movie and offered him, the chance to do this movie.
Yeah. Like he's got his shot. This is your shot.
The chance was actually only $5 million. Later increased to 8.25, and once he got that budget, he had to rework the script. So the original script, he had it at 300 pages, and so he had to null that down, and it ended up being the basis of the first three movies in the trilogy.
Yeah.
And so the end of the 300 pages was the Death Star. So that's why the Death Star is used in Return of the Jedi and Star Wars, because
he had... It's a similar plot, where you, instead of having... you have the ending in one movie, and then again, it is funny because the Death Star reappearing is pretty hilarious.
Okay, so
in the third movie.
The third draft of this movie was actually titled The Star Wars, from the adventures of Luke Starkiller. This version had almost elements of the final plot.
So funny.
It was presented Luke was the only child because his father was already dead, and he was cared for by a man named Ben Kenobi. The script would have to be written for the fourth and final time, and it titled Luke, The Adventures of Luke Starkiller, but ended up changing it to the Journal of Wills Saga 1, the Star Wars, Lucas's friend said, "Oh, hey, no, let's revise this," and it ended up being Star Wars.
Yeah. Star Killer, I do love that people then reuse Star Killer later on in the Star Wars franchise.
So originally Lucas envisioned Tatooine as a jungle planet, and got Kurtz to travel to Philippines to scout locations. However, they thought spending months filming in the jungle wouldn't work, and at the time, Coppola was having trouble in Philippines. Remember? With
that guy.
So he ended up making the decision to Tatooine. Now, this has been criticised because
it made it
like a sand planet, like Frank Herbert's.
Oh, Dune. Yes, Dune.
So
which
a lot of people, Frank Herbert thought he copied for sure.
A lot of with George Lucas. When you watch Star Wars, it seems to have he's cribbed from a lot of different famous ideas and movies. Yes.
I just want to mention a couple of things. Like in this podcast, we're not going to mention one. Chewbacca should have get up in the middle. Everyone knows he should have got the medal. The other thing.
Do we want to fight about that?
The other thing that I don't want to you got the merchandising deal.
Oh,
he got that
incredible.
Because he didn't get a director's fee. So I'm just I'm throwing these things out there.
There are so many documentaries and other things. Like if you want to know about the toy thing, there's a documentary on Netflix about it. It's actually really interesting.
Yeah, we're not going to go into those details.
The little details.
Let's just talk about the movie.
Just this movie, by the way. None of the others.
Speaking of the movie, there was positive reviews for this movie.
Oh, really? Tell me.
Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times called it an out-of-body experience.
Wow.
Vincent Canby, who we've had on the New York, on the Watchlist, he writes for the New York Times, or he did, and he said it's the most elaborate, most beautiful movie serial ever made. Variety called the movie magnificent, and Lucas has succeeded in his attempt to create the biggest possible adventure fantasy.
True.
Based on serials and action epics of his childhood. Our friend, Pauline Kael of the New Yorker, said there is no breather in the picture, no lyricism, no emotional grip. John Simon of New York Magazine also panned the film, calling it strip Star Wars of its striking images and highfalutin scientific jargon, and you get stories, characters, dialogue of overwhelming banality. Look, when it comes down to it, it is about a funky religion set in between good and bad guys.
With a chosen one plot.
Old Western.
With a chosen one plot.
You know what? The classics work for a
reason.
But
the reason I find it funny when people try and... It's it is at heart, if you're going to make a toy brand deal, George Lucas was making a kids movie. He was making a young teenager movie.
So Best Picture was nominated, Best Director was nominated, Best Supporting Actor for Alec Guinness was nominated.
Oh, wow.
Best Original Screenplay, George Lucas was nominated. Best Art Direction at 1, Best Costume Design at 1, Best Film Editing at 1, Best Original Score at 1. You know what?
Come on, it makes sense.
It makes sense. I agree with all those. It didn't... Okay, now, you're not going to agree with the movie that actually won. The actual winner for Best Picture was Annie Hall, and Best Director was Annie Hall. Now,
I'd never agree with that.
Fan with that movie.
Never agree.
You did say at the time that Star Wars should have won.
I don't... Yeah. Oh, 100%. And also, some movies, maybe they deserve to be erased. Anyway, but, Star Wars has had more of an impact on cinema than Annie Hall did ever.
Okay, reaction to this film recently, Rotten Tomatoes 94, Letterboxd 4.2, IMDb 8.6. Lucas was famous for not only creating Star Wars, but he also created Lucasfilm, which also had this, and he had Raiders of the Lost Ark. He also created a company called Pixar, but he ended up having to sell that to Steve Jobs, we talked about on the Toy Story episode. He also created ILM. ILM began to create CGI for Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park, yeah.
It was a big one. So Lucas decided to use that technology for Star Wars, and he ended up doing the 20th anniversary of 1997.
remasters.
I can remember going to see this in the cinemas. It was such a big deal. And the movies made so much money when they got re-released. And it was like they released a couple of months apart. It was just everyone went to the cinemas to watch.
It?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Unbelievable. It was just such a big deal. It was huge.
Yeah.
The original version of the movie, a special edition runs for 124 minutes. Okay, so this movie made Lucas an absolute gajillionaire.
Yeah.
The license to print money off this movie is unbelievable. The merchandise
IP
yeah,
of itself.
worth nearly $40 billion.
Yeah.
He sold the rights in 2012 to
The mouse.
Lucasfilm,
Yeah.
half in cash and half in Disney stock, for $4.05 billion.
To the mouse. Yeah.
No film has made someone more wealthy.
Yeah, that one guy.
No one. I want to talk about so we had the sequels. We had
The prequels.
Star Wars, Empire
yeah.
Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi.
Yep.
So Kurtz worked on
There's all
the second one, and they had a massive falling out because he went over budget. Now, Kurtz said that he decided to resign because he didn't like the where the movies were going.
Interesting.
And he didn't like the fact that they reused the Death Star in the 3.
Neither do I.
He also didn't like the fact that they didn't kill Han Solo off in the second film.
I would have not liked that.
He also, no, because he wanted to kill
Yeah,
him off.
I know, originally.
And so, but Lucas said no. I had to come in. I had to save the movie. I had to fork out $10 million myself. I nearly had to sell the rights to merchandising to
get the movie.
to get the movie finished.
I think,
And so
reality speaking, he did know how these...
He really was disappointed in himself. He let it go out of control. Kurtz and Lucas
kind of like a...
did not finish.
Kind of like a
great
certain
terms.
mouse let things get out of control.
Well, the fact that he had an outline for all three moves and it changed.
Yeah, because someone came in and changed it. And
it's like the 3,
Yeah.
So I would just like to say, Kurtz died in late 2010s.
Yeah.
And died of cancer. So, Kurtz, he did a great job with producing this film.
He did.
Okay, Hen, every Thursday on the channel, we do a little segment we like to call Hot Take Clickbait. Mm-hmm. And last week we did the whistleblower movies. Whistleblower movies. Hannah, your hot take for Star Wars?
It actually leads into why it's so important to have a vision going into movies with sequels, going into franchises, having one guy or a group of people having a vision, because you can change the vision as you're going along, but it's to keep that original idea going. The original trilogy works so well.
Yep.
They flow really nicely together. You could watch them individually. They're great. Of course, there's flaws. The third movie does repeat storylines and some of them fall off.
Rewrite history a little bit.
He does, but
he did say that he had.
I know. There's the original
idea for the 12 movies.
Yes, so his plot was he's going to do these movies, prequels, and sequels.
But he did in the research. He didn't come up with that until well after the third movie
but he also kind of was the
6 movies.
As he was doing those original trilogy, he realized he couldn't manage doing another set of movies.
So he'd come up. So when he had done Star Wars, he had the 3 movies in mind, and then before he got to Star Wars Episode 5, he'd had an idea how he was going to do the prequels.
Yes,
the original idea that he was toying with was a Ben Obi-Wan Kenobi story. So that was the original idea that he had.
Another idea was his original story is that Leia wasn't supposed to be his sister, and in the sequels he got to find his sister. Mm-hmm. But
so it's strange how he later changed that he had 12 ideas for movies, but really he had 6.
But when you're the guy that made it, you can do whatever you want. You can say whatever you want. But at the heart of it, he knew, and when someone was about to change his movies, he's like, no, I got to step in and I got to do this.
Yep.
I respect that a lot because, he knows, and even with his prequels, a lot of a lot of people question them and they're flawed. Sorry, I'm still sick.
I'll take over.
Yeah, can you?
So, my hot take is that the last 30 minutes of this movie, when Luke is trying to take down the Death Star, is some of the greatest filmmaking ever. The way it pans out with the score, with the viewing, is just unbelievable. I cannot just how gripping those scenes were. When originally I saw those scenes, it is unbelievable. But rewatching it for the 5th and 6th time, it just still gets better and better. And then rewatching it recently for the AFI Top 100, I think it's some of the best filmmaking in the whole list. And that's why this movie deserves to be on the AFI Top 100 list. And that is our hot takes for this week. Don't forget, movie news this week. We'll have some more hot takes. Let us go to Pete and Hannah's review, and let's start with the scene breakdown. And Hannah has offered. Now, this should be fun. Just had a coughing fit, so this should be good stuff.
So we'll see.
All right, Hen, go. Oh, take it away.
All right, Star Wars. We start off with the Galaxy and the amazing John Williams score, of course. Mm-hmm. Probably his best. I want to just be honest here.
So originally, that score, he was a consultant on the film, and Lucas was going to use already pre-done score, like pre-done music. But then Williams said, no, you need original stuff. And then he went away, created it, worked with the London Symphony Orchestra, and then you gave that score. So you wouldn't have got that score without John Williams twisting Lucas's hand.
Yeah. So we get the opening credits, which are literally a story telling us about, I'll just sum it up, about how there's a galactic empire, rebels trying to defeat them. They finally have these plans to stop the Death Star, which is a galactic space station that can destroy planets.
Which we've got a whole movie about that called Rogue One.
Yeah, because there's a few inconsistencies with the... Anyway, we meet C-3PO and R2-D2. They're two droids.
Yep.
They discuss the impending doom as the Empire board the cruiser, the ship they're on.
Yep.
Stormtroopers blast their way in. What?
R2-D2 has been given the plans by Princess Leia.
It comes up. You're like, jumping ahead.
Yeah, well, it's already happened, hasn't it?
No.
Okay. All right.
You're like, jump ahead. Head of the game. Okay. So, Stormtroopers blast their way in. Emerging from the smoke is Darth Vader. Leia ends up giving R2 a message and the plans to the Death Star. Vader interrogates the rebels and captures Princess Leia. And you get the great quotes. So I've put all the quotes in this, like some of the top-notch ones. So, you were part of the Rebel Alliance, which from James Earl Jones is incredible.
So originally that he had the actor David Prowse say these lines, it just didn't work. And then he stumbled onto the James Earl Jones voice idea. And thank God he did.
I know.
It's so iconic.
It's iconic.
Just makes the movie. That and the score makes the movie.
You are true. So R2 and 3PO escape on a pod. And they land on the sand planet known as Tatooine. The pair part ways. R2 runs into Jawas, which are some little traders. And R2 finds that he's trapped with 3PO in the Jawas sand transport. The Jawas prepare the droids to be sold to some farmers. This is where we meet Luke and his aunt and uncle. Luke ends up taking R2 and 3PO to get cleaned off. And this is when he discovers that...
So originally it wasn't going to be R2-D2. It was getting another robot, but then that robot fell apart.
Yeah,
and
weirdly.
So it's,
weirdly,
happy little...
As if someone sabotaged the droid. Yeah. Luke manages to discover R2's message and think maybe old Ben might know something about it because she talks about a Kenobi.
He might be the guy.
Luke wants to leave and his uncle worries he will turn out like his father.
Yeah.
R2 goes missing. Luke and 3PO go looking, run into trouble with some sand people. Literally, that's what they're called.
Yeah.
Some of the names are creative, and then you get sand people.
Yeah.
Old Ben comes to their rescue. You get the line, "Hello there," and then Ben reveals that he is actually Obi-Wan Kenobi. And they discuss the past and Luke's father and about the Jedi. After receiving Leia's message, he asks Luke to help him, and he'll teach him how to the Force.
Yeah. But Luke is not.
Luke is kind of like, no, I gotta stay home.
Yeah.
Even though he's like, I want to go. He's like,
wants to do the right thing by his family.
Yeah. You kind of get this scene where you see Vader and the officers chatting, and he has the incredible. You get to see him actually use his force powers to choke someone.
Yep.
And I find your lack of faith to disturb me. Luke returns home, but he finds burnt skeletons where his family once stood. Absolutely traumatizing. Luke becomes determined to help Obi-Wan. He's like,
well, there's nothing keeping him there now.
So they all end up going to Mos Eisley, and you get the amazing scene where stormtroopers come up to talk to them about the droids, and you get, do you want to do it?
No, you go.
These are not the droids you're looking for. The group make their way into the cantina to meet a smuggler who will provide safe passage. This is where you meet Han Solo and Chewbacca.
And Luke gets himself into trouble.
Yeah, Obi-Wan does.
Obi-Wan has to help him out with a lightsaber.
It's like impressive.
Yeah.
Even Han.
But Luke's already been shown a lightsaber by Obi-Wan at his place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even Han, he's like gets into trouble with another bounty
hunter.
Which in different versions you get the whole Han shot first, because sometimes it looks like Greedo shot him.
Yeah.
But that's not. And originally Han shoots him.
Yeah.
Han is stopped by Jabba the Hutt to pay his debts. He said, you know what, I've got the money, I just need to do this one job. I'll be back with it.
So the original version, he was human. This one,
he's an alien, like actual, like he's a slug.
Yeah.
Big slug. When Obi-Wan and Luke...
Because the fact that Han actually says, you're a great human being at the end of it to Jabba, and then he's actually not a human being, so...
I know, right?
Yeah.
It is weird. Weird change. Anyway, so Luke and Obi-Wan were pursued, but they make it back to the ship. And they end up escaping. And it's like a really great chase scene. And you get the line from Han, like, this is where the fun begins. Meanwhile, Leia is forced to watch her home planet Alderaan be destroyed by the Death Star.
Yeah.
Because she's forced to give up plants.
And then Obi-Wan feels the...
Yes, he says the line, I felt a great disturbance, the Force, as millions of souls cried out in terror and silence.
Yeah. Huge from Obi-Wan.
And he's training Luke the basics.
At the time, yeah, he's training him, yep. Yeah. You get, he's got a lightsaber and he's got this, like, ball and it's, like, shooting sort of, like, flares at Luke. Yeah. And so he's sort of, like, you know, using the Force, and then he puts a helmet on and you can't see, and the Force is flowing through him. And Han is poking fun at him all the time in that scene. You also get a great scene where Han says to CP3O, I wouldn't mess with a Wookiee, you know. And he goes, well, why don't you mess with droids? And he goes, well, droids can't rip your arm out of sockets. And then CP3O goes, yeah, good point. And that's some funny stuff. Then they come up onto Alderaan, and
there's nothing there.
It's nothing there. There's like meteors coming out, and he goes, oh, I didn't see the shower when I jumped to light speed here. And what's happened is you've seen the remnants of the planet. And then there's this like one starfighter that comes out of nowhere, and he goes, oh, there must be a cruiser here. Oh, there's a moon there. And then that moon is actually the Death Star, and they actually are getting drawn in. They tried reversing, it doesn't work, and so it's slowly getting into the tractor beams, and then it goes straight into the Death Star, and the stormtroopers are investigating it, and they hide in the smuggler little spots, and once the boys come, they do like it looks like a vacuum cleaner that they're pulling out of this case. Like, it looks like one of those Dysons, really, where they're doing a scan of the ship. And the boys take over those guys, and they also take over the stormtrooper bodies. And Obi-Wan has snuck out because he says, I'm going to take down the tractor beam so we can get away. You guys, hold off. And so what they do is Obi-Wan goes to do the tractor beam. They find out that Princess Leia is actually being held, and so they go up to the detention center to find Princess Leia.
That's true.
Yeah.
And when they meet Princess Leia, Luke is in his stormtrooper armor, and she goes, "Aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper?"
What about how she's lying there?
Amazing.
Like, oh my God, it's so iconic. Carrie Fisher in this movie is just...
Oh, she's the best.
Just some of the actual lines that she has, the look that she gives Luke, and like she's already... Like, the stormtroopers have been alerted to the detention center, so they're coming up and they're going to attack. And so they're shooting down, and Han shoots first and then shoots a few of them, and they start coming out. He goes back and says, "Oh, hey, princess," and he goes, "Oh, that's the only way to exit. You know, what's your plan?" And Han hasn't got any plan. And he's like, "Come on, be thankful that we actually helped." So she says, "Let me do it," and then she shoots a hole in and goes down to the trash. Chewie does not want anything to do with that trash compactor. And then Han's like, "Chewie, just get down there." Like, "I don't care what it smells like." Kicks him down there. And Han says a great line where he says, "I don't know, we're a hater or I'm starting to actually like her." And so he says Luke to get into the thing, and he gets into the thing, and they go into the trash compactor, and there's like a monster in there. And so, they're shooting, and the blast goes everywhere. And so then Luke talks to R2-D2 and CP3 to get them out of there. And so they...
Yeah, because it's being trash compacted.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Darth Vader has sensed a change in the Force. A feeling that he hasn't felt so long, and it's his old master, and his old master is Ben Obi Kenobi.
Yep. Ben Obi Kenobi.
And so Obi-Wan. And so he goes to find him. He goes, he's not trying to escape. He wants to fight me and one last time. And so while that is happening, Princess, Han, and Luke with Chewbacca, they get out. They go get the droids.
Well, no, the C-3PO and R2 managed to get them out.
Yeah.
Then they make their way to the ship.
Yeah.
The Millennium
Falcon. Great plane. Great spaceship. And meanwhile, Obi-Wan is fighting Darth Vader.
Yeah.
So what's some of the iconic lines?
Can I just say, in this bit where they're fighting, there are two old men just poking sticks at each other.
Yeah, so good. I love it.
It's really funny when you actually think about
the
validity of these two characters.
So I just want to... This is the last time we're going to see Obi-Wan in this movie. We still get his voiceover. But Alec Guinness, it was really important they got someone serious and well-known. Like, Alec Guinness was an Oscar winner. He was in the great movie Bridge on the River Kwai. He was really well-known, right?
Yeah, he's famous.
So it was really important that they get him. So how they got him was they gave him 2.4% of the gross, and it made him a really wealthy guy towards the end of his life. And he hated the script. He hated the movie. He begged George Lucas to kill him off. And George Lucas... Because originally there was going to be an arc with Obi-Wan, but they end up killing him off in this movie.
Yeah. And
it actually works. Because it actually convinces Luke that Darth Vader is pure evil.
Yeah, it makes the audience as well.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing to the old guy?
Yeah. He's just picking on an old dude. That's what he is. Yeah. So then, you get the whole thing where the swipe of the sword and he goes missing. Like they write it really well in the prequels that there's Qui-Gon. Yeah,
you have the line. Once I had left you, I was just the apprentice. Now I am the bastard.
Yeah,
like you're talking about that line.
And then like the fact that he's learned how to pass on to the Force energy,
which isn't what I like about Star Wars, especially in this original trilogy. None of it's really explained. It kind of just happens.
Yeah.
And
How good is it?
it's
Like,
really
so
interesting.
we do see him again in the third picture, with all of them pictured, and we also see him in the second one when he walks on to Yoda's
Yeah,
planet. It's
and
so
you're like,
iconic.
oh,
It's so iconic.
Like the Force is cool.
Yeah. So they go back to the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, they flee.
Yeah.
But is being tracked by the
Yeah.
Empire.
And so Luke is in one of the little pods trying to shoot. He says, "Don't get too cocky, kid." You know,
Yeah, because Han was shooting too.
Layla is like saying, "What are we doing on
Leia.
this?" Leia.
Princess Leia.
Yeah, Leia. When she says, "What are we doing on this, crummy ship?" Like, she's just giving it to the
Maybe
Millennium
you do
Falcon.
have courage there.
Yeah. It's really good. So then they go back to their rebel base, and
They show the plans to attack the Death
but
Star.
it's all a plan by Darth Vader for them to go to the rebel base,
Yeah.
so they know where they are.
And Leia says, "Oh, that was too easy.
Yeah.
Maybe they're tracking us." And Han's like, "Nah."
Nah.
He's like such a guy.
Yeah,
Nah.
yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. The rebel commander right here is basically
Yeah.
like, no, that makes a lot of sense.
I think it's a good time because he's just so iconic.
But
he was one of the most popular characters of the 70s. One of the most popular
Han
characters.
Solo, yeah.
He looks amazing in this movie. He
And
looks so attractive.
They all look. Not only do they all look great, their outfits are iconic. Like Han is just
no
wearing
wonder
a
why they're
white
like-
t-shirt
yeah.
and a black vest,
Yeah.
and you're like, "Oh
Yeah,
no, that's the guy."
yeah. Brown pants though.
Well,
I love the brown pants.
like that's the guy.
Then Luke's yellow
actually-
jacket in
yeah.
the end. Oh, man,
or even
great.
just like his fighter pilot
Yeah.
suit, and then Leia has just
Great
a
costume,
white
so-
gown,
Yeah.
silver belt, and it's like,
the way she talks is so hoity-toity.
yeah, well, she's
Yeah.
a princess of Alderaan,
Well, she's a princess of
a political figure.
She's also a princess of
What?
being a nepo baby.
Okay, yeah, she's a great nepo baby though.
She's a great nepo baby. She's the daughter of the great Debbie Reynolds.
Reynolds, who's later on this list.
Yeah, you know it.
Yeah, and so the plans do show there's a weakness in a trench with a little
Always.
little hole.
Always a weakness.
There's a small window.
Yeah, always.
Luke's got to pilot an X-wing,
Yeah.
which is this other kind of
Tries to give
ship.
its hand, Han to come.
And yeah, Han wants to part ways. He's like, I
gotta get this money back to my guy.
But Han does because he joked about the Force earlier,
Yeah.
but he knows how much it meant to Luke, and he goes,
and also,
"May the Force be with you."
also goes to Luke, mate, you're good. You can come and hang out with us. It'll get done. And then we get the iconic scene of just how good is the fighter pilot?
Oh, and the way they shoot this, where you
Yeah.
go to different, you see the different pilots,
Yep.
and
All having
the
a
whole
different
scene.
crack. And then when Luke has to believe in the Force, he's getting
Yes.
sort of talked to.
Vader jumps into his
Yeah.
TIE fighter,
Yeah.
which is literally what it's called. His fighter, and tries to take
Yeah.
out the rebels.
And-
he knows he is going to get in.
And then he
get in.
sees the Force. So there's a couple of things where he sees it with Luke. He also sees a Force with Layla as well, because Leia.
Leia.
I keep saying good. There's a girl that works with us called Layla, and I don't know
That's how
why.
you-
That's I keep. Anyway, she withstood his mind control
Yeah.
because she's showing elements of the Force as well.
Yeah, but he doesn't
Put it together.
recognize it.
Yeah.
Maybe because George Lucas didn't write it in yet.
Also, the Force is strong. Also, the Force is strong.
But then
with Luke.
when he's versing Luke in the
Yeah.
TIE fight, he realized the Force is stronger this one because Luke's starting to use it because he starts hearing Obi-Wan's voice.
So Luke gets
Where he
away.
starts saying-
he gives away the.
Use the Force.
He gives away the what's that thing called? The guidance system. Gives
Yeah.
it away, and he's concentrating on just on
Yeah.
the Force.
Use
Then
the
out of
Force.
nowhere,
he managed to make the shot.
but out of nowhere, Han comes in and saves.
Han comes in on the top to
Yeah.
save it before he gets attacked.
And he's got the iconic little
And-
white little hairpiece. Give him hell, kid. Let's get out of here.
And he does. He makes a shot.
Yeah.
Very akin to if you've watched.
And then the fact that
Any-
Darth Vader's like,
Yeah, anyone who was on the
Yeah.
Death Star itself.
and
Gone.
Governor Tarvis gone.
Yeah, they believed that they would win. And
Yeah.
so everyone on that ship.
Hubris. Absolute
Everyone on that
hubris.
space station, gone.
Yeah. And then you get back at the Rebel base, the celebration.
The celebration.
So they're so happy, just so good, just
But yeah,
amazing.
they and they're awarded medals
Yeah.
for their achievement. Everyone's happy.
And then R2-D2 survives.
The MVP.
He survives the attack. And
He's the one that with the plants.
He's so happy too. And then that's the end.
Yeah.
And then you get the iconic theme again.
Oh.
Hen. Reasons too.
Yeah, this is one of the most important movies
Yep.
ever in cinema. Like, a lot of people criticize what it's become.
Yeah.
Like, especially at the fandom and stuff. But you can't deny the original movie.
Mate,
Or the original trilogy itself.
When you think about it,
It's just movies, you know?
when just as a movie, right? This movie is so good. It is so good. The last half hour of this movie is just iconic, and it totally deserves to be on the list.
It really
I
is.
can have, I dead set I can find a place for Empire Strikes Back. It's probably my favorite movie of the 80s, and it's probably one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah, The Empire.
I love Empire Strikes Back. And, you know, the fact that you get a duel at the end of Empire Strikes Back, you get the cliffhanger, you learn so much about it. It is amazing.
Yeah,
but this movie
perfect.
is brilliant. It's a great kickoff. It's actually, the fact that this movie is on the list and also The Fellowship of the Ring is on the list, George Lucas had a lot of Tolkien ideas when it came to this movie, and so
because he combines fantasy with
the first
sci-fi.
two films of that both trilogies, I would say this movie is far better than The Fellowship of the Ring.
Yes, and another thing, The Fellowship of the Ring kind of ends with you have to continue the story.
Yeah.
If you wanted to watch A New Hope, you don't have to watch the other two because the Rebels succeed.
If this movie didn't work, right, wasn't successful, you would have said, "Oh yeah, that's a good movie. Yeah, it's
hopeful, lovely.
Yeah." But, you know, made over $750 million off an $11 million budget.
And the guy had an idea.
How many tickets they would have sold to make $700 million? Unbelievable. Like, the fact that it went over a year in cinemas, got
People
re-released
re-seeing it.
78, 79, 80, 81, 82.
Still re-release
Still
today.
release it. They're going to release it next year.
Yeah.
Reasons not to.
I feel like
don't
this,
like fun.
Yeah. I feel like some people have gaps,
Yeah.
and this is one of people's gaps because they don't watch it because maybe their parents didn't watch it or something.
But the fact that you do not need to watch any other movie. If you just watch this movie, and you don't need to watch the first three, the next two,
don't believe in anyone's like, oh, you've got to watch this.
No, you don't. You just need to watch this one.
You just watch this.
Just watch
and
this
then
one.
if you don't watch the others, you don't have to. You
just
watch
watch
this one. So you understand.
Perfect. Yeah.
It's a good catalyst of understanding why people are so obsessed with it. It's a good, just like benchmark of cinema. It's just a very well-made, epic, blockbuster hit that's so important.
Okay, does it deserve to be on the list?
Yeah.
Does it deserve to be higher? I think so. I think it's top 10.
Yeah.
I think, the next couple of movies we know that are coming up, I would definitely say. I would love a 4K version of this, but they're not going to release it. But extremely love a 4K version of this movie. I've got the Blu-ray, would love a 4K version. Would you watch this movie again? I watch this movie.
I watch it all the time.
I watch it all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I would watch it multiple times in a year.
At least once a year, yeah.
Mate, I would watch it more than once a year.
Well, I got to watch the others.
Yeah. Rating for this one. There's only one rating, and it's an all-time classic.
Yep.
That is it for today's show. Thank you to Hannah for getting through.
I didn't make it.
That's we're a team. I helped out as much as I could. I can't believe I made you do that. Well, I can. And next week, Hannah, you're in for a treat. It's a real Western. It's The Searchers. It's by John Ford and John Wayne. Young Natalie Wood's in it.
I've not seen it, but I've heard of this movie a lot.
I've seen this movie.
This is a very important movie.
This movie was played at nauseum on Australian television when I was a kid. At nauseum.
This is a very important movie.
Mate, this would be played Saturday afternoon multiple times a year.
Yeah.
It was just one of those films. That is it for today's show. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. Leave a comment down below your feedback. And until we meet again, long live cinema, and it's bye for now.
Bye.